You're listening to the Bare Metal Cyber Prepcast, created to help you succeed in your Security Plus certification journey. Learn more at baremetalcyber.com, where additional prepcasts, books, and training materials await. Let's get started. Hardware-based cryptographic elements are specialized components designed to generate, store, and use cryptographic keys in ways that are more secure than software-only approaches. Hardware matters because it provides isolation from the general-purpose operating system, making it more resistant to malware and insider abuse. Unlike software, which can be copied or tampered with relatively easily, hardware can enforce tamper resistance and dedicated execution environments. By embedding cryptographic operations into chips, modules, or tokens, organizations gain higher assurance that sensitive keys and processes are protected, even if surrounding systems are compromised. The Trusted Platform Module, or TPM, is one of the most widely recognized hardware security elements. A TPM is a dedicated chip found in many modern computers that provides a hardware root of trust. Its functions include securely generating keys, protecting credentials, and measuring the integrity of the boot process. By storing secrets in the TPM rather than the main operating system, attackers have a harder time extracting them. TPMs also support attestation, allowing systems to prove to others that they booted securely and have not been tampered with. Conceptually, a TPM is the anchor of trust within a platform. Hardware security modules, or HSMs, are larger-scale solutions used to protect keys in enterprise and cloud environments. Unlike TPMs, which are embedded in individual devices, HSMs are often networked appliances or specialized cards that manage keys for many applications. Their primary role is to ensure keys are generated, stored, and used entirely within the protected hardware, never exposed in plain text outside. HSMs are common in payment processing, certificate authorities, and large organizations where the compromise of cryptographic material would have catastrophic consequences. They represent the gold standard in key protection at scale. Secure enclaves provide hardware-backed isolated execution environments within processors. They protect sensitive workloads or secrets by ensuring they remain separated from the rest of the operating system, even from administrators with high-level privileges. Secure enclaves are used for scenarios like protecting cryptographic keys during runtime, securing biometric authentication data, and enabling confidential computing in cloud environments. The benefit of enclaves is that even if the host system is compromised, the isolated environment prevents direct access to the protected information, offering strong assurances of confidentiality and integrity. There is an important difference between software key storage and hardware key storage. In software, keys are often stored in files or memory where they can be extracted by malware or careless configuration. Hardware storage, by contrast, keeps keys within tamper-resistant chips or modules, never allowing them to be exposed in raw form. Operations such as signing or decryption are performed inside the hardware, with only the results leaving. This design ensures that even if an attacker controls the operating system, the keys themselves remain secure. Hardware storage thus provides resilience where software alone may fail. Key management systems integrate with hardware to provide centralized oversight of cryptographic material. They handle the lifecycle of keys creation, distribution, rotation, and revocation, while relying on hardware to protect the most sensitive elements. Integration points include applications, databases, and authentication systems that need keys for their operations. By combining hardware protection with software orchestration, organizations gain both operational efficiency and high assurance. Learners should see this as a layered approach. Hardware ensures key secrecy, while management systems ensure availability and proper use across the enterprise. Secure boot and measured boot rely on hardware roots of trust to validate system integrity from the very first instruction executed. Secure boot ensures that only signed, trusted firmware and operating system components can load, preventing rootkits from hijacking the platform. Measured boot goes further by recording hashes of components as they load, allowing external verification of system integrity. Together, these mechanisms ensure that devices start from a known good state, anchored in hardware, before higher-level protections take over. This builds trust from the bottom up, beginning with the hardware itself. Secure elements also extend hardware protection into mobile devices and smart cards. In smartphones, secure elements store payment credentials and biometric data, protecting them from the main operating system. Smart cards rely on similar embedded chips to store identities for secure authentication. These components ensure sensitive information is never exposed in plain text, even when devices are connected to less trustworthy environments. Their small form factor makes them versatile, but their tamper-resistant design keeps secrets safe, reinforcing that hardware is as essential in consumer devices as in enterprise systems. Attestation is the process of proving platform integrity through hardware signals. A system equipped with a TPM or enclave can generate a signed report showing the state of its software and hardware components. Remote systems can then verify this report to ensure the platform has not been tampered with before granting access or trust. Attestation is used in cloud computing, mobile device management, and secure enterprise networks to validate devices continuously. This capability ensures that trust is not just assumed, but demonstrated through cryptographic proofs anchored in hardware. Hardware tokens provide another form of cryptographic hardware, typically used for authentication. Devices such as USB security keys, smart cards, or one-time password generators store secrets securely and interact with systems to verify identity. These tokens prevent credentials from being exposed in reusable formats, making phishing and replay attacks far less effective. They are widely used for multi-factor authentication, providing a physical factor that complements passwords or biometrics. Hardware tokens highlight how cryptographic hardware can directly enhance user authentication, reducing reliance on weaker software-only methods. Physical protection and tamper resistance are key advantages of hardware security elements. Chips are designed to resist probing, side-channel attacks, and physical dismantling. Some modules erase their keys if tampering is detected, ensuring secrets are never exposed. This makes hardware uniquely suited to protecting the most sensitive material, since even highly skilled adversaries face immense difficulty extracting secrets. By providing both logical and physical protection, hardware raises the bar significantly compared to software-only storage, especially for critical keys and credentials. Ultimately, cryptographic hardware enhances software protections by anchoring security in physical components. While software controls are flexible and scalable, they are vulnerable to manipulation. Hardware brings tamper resistance, isolation, and physical assurance to the mix. Together, they form a layered defense where software orchestrates operations and hardware protects the core secrets. For learners, the key insight is that hardware is not a replacement but a reinforcement, an additional layer of assurance for the keys and processes that underpin modern digital trust. For more cyber-related content and books, please check out cyberauthor.me. Also, there are other prepcasts on cybersecurity and more at baremetalcyber.com. Hardware security modules, or HSMs, can be deployed in different models depending on organizational needs. Traditional on-premises appliances are installed within data centers and provide dedicated, tamper-resistant key protection under the organization's direct control. Increasingly, cloud HSM services offer the same cryptographic assurance, but in managed environments provided by cloud vendors. These services provide scalability and easier integration for organizations moving workloads to the cloud. Both models preserve the principle that keys never leave protected hardware, but the choice between them often reflects trade-offs between control, cost, and operational flexibility. Key ceremonies are highly structured processes used to initialize and manage HSMs in secure environments. During a ceremony, multiple trusted individuals perform tasks such as generating root keys, splitting key shares, and sealing devices, with the process documented for audit purposes. The purpose is to ensure that no single person can compromise key material and that all critical events are transparent and accountable. While the details may be complex, learners should understand that key ceremonies embody the governance and ritual that surround the protection of the most sensitive cryptographic assets. TPMs play an essential role in protecting disk encryption and platform integrity. By storing encryption keys securely within hardware, a TPM ensures that even if a laptop's drive is removed, its contents cannot be decrypted without authorization. TPMs also store measurements of system components during the boot process, allowing verification that the operating system has not been tampered with. These features combine physical security with logical assurance, making TPMs a practical tool for safeguarding everyday computing devices as well as enterprise platforms. Secure enclaves extend protection into runtime, shielding secrets and workloads while applications are running. They provide isolated environments where cryptographic operations, biometric checks, or confidential workloads can occur without exposure to the broader system. For example, cloud providers now offer enclave services for customers who need assurance that even administrators of the cloud cannot view their data. This form of runtime isolation highlights how hardware security now extends beyond storage into active use, protecting processes as well as the keys they rely on. Hardware-backed key rotation ensures that cryptographic keys are not static but can be replaced regularly within the protected hardware environment. Rotation reduces risk by limiting the window of time a compromised key could be useful. Lifecycle considerations include issuance, secure storage, periodic renewal, archival, and eventual destruction. Because these activities happen within tamper-resistant hardware, they reduce the likelihood of human error or exposure. Learners should see rotation as a natural part of key hygiene, made more secure and reliable by hardware enforcement. Offloading cryptographic operations to hardware introduces performance trade-offs. Dedicated devices such as HSMs or TPMs can accelerate some operations, especially when optimized for tasks like signing or encryption. However, hardware can also create bottlenecks if it becomes a single point of processing. Balancing workload distribution and integrating hardware accelerators thoughtfully ensures organizations gain both performance and security benefits. This trade-off highlights that hardware decisions must consider not only assurance but also scalability and efficiency. Backup and recovery of hardware-protected keys are critical to avoid catastrophic data loss. Because keys never leave secure hardware in plain text, organizations must design safe ways to back them up, often using encrypted key shares distributed among trusted parties. Recovery procedures are tested to confirm they work in real scenarios, since lost keys may render data permanently inaccessible. For learners, this illustrates how resilience must always accompany security. Protecting keys too well without recovery planning risks making systems unusable. Applications often integrate with HSMs through key management frameworks, ensuring that critical operations like digital signing, database encryption, or TLS termination occur within protected hardware. HSMs expose standardized interfaces so applications can request cryptographic functions without ever handling raw keys. This integration separates duties. Applications use results, while HSMs guard the secrets. Learners should recognize integration as the bridge between secure hardware and real-world business systems, making protection practical rather than abstract. Compliance and audit frameworks strongly encourage or require hardware-based key protection. Standards such as PCI DSS for payment systems, FIPS 140-2/3 for cryptographic modules, and WebTrust for certificate authorities mandate HSM usage for critical functions. Hardware provides not only technical assurance but also demonstrable compliance, giving regulators and customers confidence that sensitive material is protected at the highest standard. This compliance aspect makes cryptographic hardware not just a technical choice, but a business requirement. Secure enrollment processes govern how hardware tokens and devices are distributed to users. Enrollment ensures that tokens are tied to verified identities, issued under controlled conditions, and protected against duplication. For example, smart cards may be initialized in person with proof of identity, while USB security keys might be shipped with tamper-evident packaging. These procedures prevent attackers from inserting fraudulent devices into the system and reinforce the chain of trust. Learners should understand enrollment as the critical first step in making hardware tokens effective and reliable. Cryptographic hardware should be seen as a complement, not a replacement, for good cryptographic practices. Strong algorithms, disciplined key management, and secure processes remain essential. Hardware adds tamper resistance and isolation, but cannot compensate for weak policies, careless users, or outdated protocols. For learners, the lesson is balance. Hardware strengthens the foundation, but does not remove the need for layered defenses across people, processes, and software. In summary, cryptographic hardware provides high-assurance protection for keys and sensitive operations through tools like HSMs, TPMs, secure enclaves, and tokens. These devices enforce tamper resistance, support secure boot, enable attestation, and integrate with key management systems. They reduce risk, meet compliance needs, and provide trust anchors across devices and enterprises. For learners, the takeaway is clear. Hardware represents one of the strongest safeguards in cybersecurity, but it works best as part of a complete, layered approach that combines software, governance, and operational discipline. Thanks for tuning in to the Bare Metal Cyber Prepcast, your trusted source for cybersecurity news and insights. Remember to subscribe at baremetalcyber.com so you never miss an update. And visit cyberauthor.me for best-selling cybersecurity books that equip you with expert knowledge. Until next time, stay secure and stay vigilant.